What's up, Raider Nation, and welcome back to another episode of the RAIDER Ramble Show. I hope you guys are all doing well today. I hope you guys are all staying quarantined, healthy, washing your hands regularly, staying healthy overall, practicing social distancing, 6 feet away, and just making sure you're staying clean overall. I hope you guys like the new intro. I essentially, quote-unquote, hired a graphic designer just a few days ago. Really cool guy. I'll have him on the show one day. But he made me that intro you guys saw. He also made me an intro for my actual YouTube channel. If you guys haven't already done that, go ahead and go follow M_Raider9 on Instagram and MRaider4 on Twitter. Twitter's all caps. Instagram's _, and then everything there is lowercase. But today, guys, we got a guest on, and I usually do these shows. Well, I'm actually doing the show at 5 o'clock, so that doesn't matter. But we're back. Like I'm saying, our guest today is another Raider fan page, and he goes by the name of Raiders.elite. So let's go ahead and let's welcome him in, huh, guys? Let's go ahead and welcome in today's podcast guest, Raiders.elite. Everybody, let's go ahead and welcome in today's podcast guest, Raiders.elite. Welcome in. Do you want to say anything about yourself?
How's it going? Been a Raiders fan for a while now. Just want to thank you for having me on today.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Like I said, hope you're doing well.
Yeah, you too. Hopefully you're staying safe.
Oh, yeah, during these times.
Stuff.
So let's go ahead and just talk some recent Raider news. First of all, let's start off with the signing of Demarius Randall, 1 year, $3.5 million. Your thoughts?
I was pretty excited. I think, as you know, he personally told me about him signing here, so that was pretty exciting. But I mean, I think it's going to be a really good fit for our secondary, especially if we can get Drake or Patrick.
Yeah.
If we can add him to the secondary, pair him up with Mullen, and then have Abram and Demarius Randall, then that's a deadly secondary going up against teams like the Chiefs, the Chargers, and the Broncos, who all are probably going to have a really solid wide receiver core this year if the Broncos draft a wide receiver.
Yeah. Funny story for you podcast listeners out there. Raiders.elite actually got in contact with Demarius Randall through PS4. Am I right?
That's true.
Yeah. So he actually was able to lure him onto the Raider squad. So let's clap it up for him.
Yeah, me and a couple other people were able to lure him on, and pretty excited to have him.
Yeah, I'm very hyped up about the Demarius Randall signing. I've actually wanted this guy since we opened up free agency, and the rumors were that the Raiders actually had their eyes on him. So the whole reason why we were able to sign Demarius Randall, for you guys who don't know, is because Eli Apple's 1 year, $6 million deal fell through. And originally I was kind of upset by that because it just, was a totally caught off guard instance. Rumors were that he failed the physical, he got cold feet and didn't want to be a Raider anymore, so who knows what to believe. But, I mean, hey, what were your thoughts on Eli Apple kind of just dipping out?
Well, to be honest, when we first signed him, I wasn't too happy.
Yeah.
So, hearing about the news with him, contract falling through and everything, and then us signing Demarius Randall to go on top of that, I mean, that was a pretty good flip-flop from Eli Apple to Demarius Randall, because Demarius Randall, except for last year, because he played through a couple injuries, he got a couple suspensions in the Steelers game and everything. I mean, last year was his first year without any interceptions, but before that he was averaging 3 interceptions or above each year. So to go from that to Eli Apple, who I watched tape on and basically he blew about 10 different coverages in one game. I can't remember which game it was, who he was playing against, but all I remember was it was against a wide receiver too. So just watching that wasn't very encouraging, especially right after he signed. So not too mad that he left.
Not me either. He's a first round bust. Let's just that's plain and simple.
Yeah, plain and simple.
Yeah. All right. So now, next thing is draft news, and that's that the Raiders are looking, along with the Lions and the Bengals, and I think I heard the Packers somewhere in there, to move down. Well, in the Raiders' case, they're looking to package 19 for some 2nd, 4th, or 7th round picks. I wouldn't mind doing that, especially at the right price. I think all we really need to get, I mean, we need a cornerback now, but I think we really need a receiver. I really want CeeDee Lamb. I've been preaching that for the last, what feels like 4 weeks. So, hopefully, I think we'll get one of the big 3 at 12. At 19, I don't know what we're going to do. I'm going to guess, and I think it'd be wise of Mayock and Gruden to go ahead and package that for like a mid-second round pick, because, we need picks. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I think at 12, if we were to get any of the big 3 receivers, me personally, I think Henry Ruggs is the best receiver in the draft. Just because
Tyreek Hill speed.
The fact that his comparison is next to Tyreek Hill, and we all know that John Gruden wants a Tyreek Hill on his roster.
Yep.
But back to the point of pick 19, I wouldn't be surprised, and I'd actually like that to happen if we were to trade down, get more value of picks. If we could get a 2nd rounder, maybe like a late 6th or 7th, and then a 2021 like 4th rounder. I think that would be a good trade package, and maybe we'd have to ship off one of our 3rds to get a 2021, 3rd or 2nd rounder. But if we were to trade down and get more value of picks, then I'd rather do that than I guess force a pick like Christian Fulton or AJ Terrell at 19, who I think we could personally get in the 2nd round.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. If that was Reggie McKenzie doing this trade stuff, I would have probably disagreed with you. But Mike Mayock and Gruden know how to get bang for their buck. So, yeah, you're right. And honestly, those 3 third-round picks could probably come in handy. They really could. So, yeah.
Especially, for packaging a trade deal, even for a high second-round pick, I think if we were able to ship 19 and a 3rd-round pick, then we could honestly get a 2021 first-round pick out of it, because teams will definitely take that.
Yeah. All right, so next topic is, this one doesn't have much to do with anything, but a second worker at Allegiant Stadium tested positive for the virus. We're not going to say the word here because you know how YouTube is, but the virus.
Yeah.
Do you think that delays any of the Raiders Stadium being completed by August?
Well, based on what has happened in the past and before this, no, I don't think this is going to slow down anything. I think the entire city of Las Vegas isn't going to stop this from happening. They're so far done with it to where I think they're just going to push through with it.
Yeah,
which in my opinion is very, very stupid to do, because it's going to force more people to get sick, which is, again, going to not basically take away the purpose of flattening the curve. So I think if they don't shut it down, it would be very stupid of them. But knowing what they've done in the past, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Somebody put out there, I think it was Victor Fur, but he put out there that Nevada doesn't actually consider construction non-essential. So that's going to get done, which is very great. And down here in LA, down here in California, LA, SoFi Stadium, I think, is behind a bit because of the, rules and regulations with the quarantine and all that. So, yep. Stay in quarantine, guys. Let's get through this as a nation. Come on now.
Yeah. Let's not take away any summers. So,
yeah.
That's kind of how I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Did you see the video that was posted on Twitter and Instagram of somebody driving by the Raiders Stadium?
That was pretty damn cool.
Oh, yeah.
The comparisons, before I didn't really get all the comparisons to the Death Star because it was like the whole, just like all black thing. But then when I saw the lights go on, I was like, damn, now I see why people are comparing it to that. But it's really going to be, me personally, I wish I could have built it in Oakland. I think Oakland is the root of the Raiders. But I think for the Raiders to be able to get a facility like that, brand new facilities about, I forget, a couple miles away from the stadium. So I think that's going to be really nice for the entire organization moving on, for the next 30 years.
Yeah, that thing looks really bad, dude. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. The Raiders are also selling legendary bricks. You can you could purchase to have put in the stadium grounds, they're a lot of money though. I can't get one. I wanted to, but it just prices start at $800.
I think for a brick, it's too much for me.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I think I've got enough Raiders stuff to where a little brick isn't gonna sell it.
Yeah. I mean, how many times are we gonna go down there? You know, we can only see if we go down there unless we get a replica.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, circling back on draft, actually, maybe I'll save this question for later on, but I'll save that question for later on. So, recently, the Buccaneers and Falcons have released new uniforms. The Buccaneers uniform looks great. I can't even lie. I love the pewter, the gray one, and the Falcons oh my, XFL uniforms to the max. But Raider fans, I mean, we've been calling for this since the last 6 years. All black uniforms, please. Please. Players like Josh Jacobs and Cleveland Farrell and all kinds of just Raider players want a black jersey, as well as Devin White, who's a linebacker for the Buccaneers, is very emotional with the fact that we kind of criticized his uniforms by saying that our uniforms are the best in the league, which is a fact, but they don't want to admit with that. But he's just emotional. Do you want all black uniforms?
So I've circled back with this for a while now. I think thinking about it, I didn't want it, and then seeing them, it kind of changed my mind. But yes, yeah. I would totally be on board with the all black uniforms as long as we kept the silver helmet, because we still have to have some type of silver and black in the jersey. But I think if we were to go black jerseys, black pants, and I think go throwback with the AFL logo on the helmet would look nice with the all black jerseys.
Yeah, I would love all black uniforms. I've been wanting them, dude. They would just look awesome. All right, everybody, we're gonna go ahead and take a pause here because I have to go say hi to somebody real quick. So I'll be back.
All right.
Okay, everybody, we're back on now. So yeah, basically, black uniforms would just be awesome, and I mean, they would just look so iconic. Go ahead and take my money, especially if you go ahead and throw in that all black helmet. Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think something that they should do with the all black uniforms is go black numbers and then some type of silver outlining. You know, like a really shiny silver outlining on the numbers, to where all black jerseys, all black numbers, and then basically on the stitching of the outline, just go really shiny silver. So then it really makes it stand out, and I think it would kind of resemble the new Las Vegas stadium and everything.
Yeah, I think they should add a patch of the Vegas sign, you know, the Viva Las Vegas sign. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, because I know they're not doing the 60 any type of logo on their jersey last.
I miss that. I miss that patch. I do.
Yeah, no. I think they should do something with the new stadium to, really bring up the Vegas vibes and everything. So I think the Raiders should do something like that, where they have some type of Las Vegas patch on their jerseys.
Yeah. I would love that. Some people want gold uniforms, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Gold uniforms. I think it would go too much of the Niners look.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't want to pull the Niners and go their type of look like they did with our black unis, because that just made no sense to me. But the gold uniforms, I think, would just look ugly.
Yeah. All right. So pretty much last question now. Somebody in my question mailbag asked, who is going to be the starting quarterback for 2021? And the reason why I bring that up is because Tony Pauline, who claims to be from Fox Sports, put out a report saying the Raiders are enamoredly interested in quarterback Jordan Love. And Victor Furr said otherwise. He said no, they're not interested in him at all. They're not fond of him at all. They're not in love with him. So, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind Jordan Love, but we'd have to get him in the 20s, where ideally where 19 is, if anything. But we don't need another quarterback. That's the reason why we have Mariota, and a lot of fans seem to forget why we got Mariota, and that's the sole reason why we got him. I like Jordan Love as a player. But we don't need Jordan Love. We don't. There's so many other teams that could use him. We don't need him. We need to get value, especially now with the fact we only have three cornerbacks rostered on our team. So what do you think of this? You think it's a smokescreen? I think it is.
It's a total smokescreen.
It's gotta be.
First of all, I've never heard of Tony Pauline reporting on the Raiders before. I think this is the first time that I've ever heard his name regarding any sort of Raiders topic.
Yeah.
And Victor Fur has been a Raiders insider for however many years now. So I think Raiders fans really have to take the reliable source here, which is obviously Victor Fur. But I think basically this is the reason it's a smokescreen is because they have teams like the Patriots and the Saints behind them. And we all know that the Raiders are trying to trade down right now.
Yes.
So I think that's, if the report is true, which I think is very, very, very unlikely, if the report is true, then as a Raiders fan, I would be very upset with it because it would be a wasted pick. I mean, we could go, if they really wanted a quarterback, they could go get somebody like Jalen Hurts in the third round or trade up into the second round.
Yep.
Which I wouldn't be too upset with because, in my opinion, Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love are neck and neck in comparisons. In my opinion, I sometimes think Jalen Hurts is better than Jordan Love. It's just the decision making isn't there yet for Jalen Hurts, so that's why Jordan Love has the up on him. But I think if the Raiders were to take a quarterback that they feel comfortable with for the next 10 years or so, then I would definitely trade up in the first round if they really wanted a quarterback that badly. Because I mean, Jalen Hurts might get it done, but a guy like Joe Burrow or Justin Herbert is going to solidify the next 10 years. So I think if the Raiders really want a quarterback, they would trade up in the first round. But going back to the Jordan Love topic, I think it's just a total smokescreen, just to trade down.
Yeah, great points there. I have to agree. If they really wanted a quarterback, just go make a trade with the Chargers and go get Herbert. Herbert's good, but a lot of people seem to forget, or they just don't realize outright that Jalen Hurts isn't really far off from Jordan Love. The only problem is that he just needs to get better field vision, and he'll be good. Jalen Hurts is going to be really good in the league. I don't know where he's going to get drafted. But now my question to you is, who is the Raiders starting quarterback in 2021?
It's going to be interesting this year because Marcus Mariota and Derek Carr, I think, are going to have a really close competition.
Yeah.
In the end, I think it's Derek Carr's team. I think Marcus Mariota is coming into this year, knowing that. I mean, he even said that he knows that it's Derek Carr's team coming into this year. So I think week one starter of this year is going to be Derek Carr. But I wouldn't be surprised if his play. I mean, first off, we have to get him weapons. So somebody like Henry Ruggs or CeeDee Lamb, we have to get him somebody like that, whether it's via trade or just draft one of those guys. Mm-hmm. We have to get him somebody to pair up with Tyrell Williams because then we can know if he's really going to be our quarterback. If he thrives week 1 through week 5 and we're off to 8. A good start, keep going with it. If we're off to a bad start, I'd say week 6, week 7 is where we could see the change of Marcus Mariota coming in.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put a prayer up and say that it's Derek Carr. I think this is Derek's team. There's nothing wrong with Derek Carr. He needs to stop being scared, And
I think his instincts need to get better. Which me personally, I think his instincts haven't been good because of the wide receivers that he's been paired with. I mean, Rico Gafford was his wide receiver 2 against the Titans.
I mean, what is Zay Jones gonna do?
Yeah. I think right now he can only work out with Zay Jones because he doesn't know who the Raiders are going to get in the draft, and Tyrell is still recovering from his foot injury. So I don't think Tyrell is going to push that and kind of just come back fully recovered. But I think building that relationship with Zay Jones is going to be big, especially for Zay, who's going to be coming in on second and third down situations when guys are tired and stuff. So
I really I really think that Derek Carr's, sense of field vision or instincts, as you put it, really kind of started falling apart when he injured his leg in 2016. I think that's been his... I honestly think that Derek Carr would have probably been in the MVP conversation these past 2 years if he didn't break his leg.
Well, and the thing is, after that too, he went from... He's been switching around offensive coordinators, different offensive playbooks. So now that he's finally getting established into an offensive system, I think it takes about 2 years to learn John Gruden's system. He's going into year 3, which has fulfilled the 2 years of learning the system. So I think year 3, we could see a really big case, I guess, for Derek Carr and his dark horse MVP year.
Yeah, you would hope that's how it goes. A lot of you guys have been saying, "Oh, well, Derek Carr's not good enough because all he throws is checkdowns. Oh, he throws small passes. He doesn't go long." Well, for some of you guys that probably don't even watch football out there, the West Coast offense is supposed to be like that, dink and dunk. That's exactly why we drafted a running back like Jacobs, because it's a smash mouth, run and gun heavy offense where the quarterback is only needed on so many third downs or later downs in the game. So just stop crying,
Well, and the thing is, the reason I think CeeDee Lamb is going to be the best fit for the Raiders, even though I do think Henry Ruggs is the best wide receiver in the draft, I think CeeDee Lamb is basically the perfect fit for the Raiders because if you look at his yak from last year, I think it was averaged around 21 yards. So you give him the ball on first and second down, you're going to keep getting first downs until you get to the end zone. You've got somebody like Tyrell who can go get that jump ball, or somebody like Darren Waller who can also go get that jump ball. You're going to have the perfect Raiders offense like we had in 2016, where we had Amari Cooper to where Carr could get first downs, and then go to the end zone and get Michael Crabtree involved. So I think this year, if we do get CeeDee Lamb, we could see a lot of the Raiders 2016.
Yeah. So I pulled up CeeDee Lamb's yards after catch numbers here, and they're pretty high. 2019 he had a yak number of 21.4. 2018 he had a yak number of 17.8. In 2017 he had a yak number of 17.5. That's great, especially when the Raiders couldn't get much. Go ahead.
Just you look at those stats and you're basically mind blown. I mean, for a guy who's in college going in that type of a conference, for him to do that is pretty damn impressive. So
yes,
I'd be very upset if the Jets took him at 11, even though I think they're going to take an offensive tackle.
I think they're going to end up either taking him or CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah. But I think if we ended up with Henry Ruggs, I think we could be able to establish him in that kind of offense. I think it would just be harder with that rather than CeeDee Lamb, who's already fit for that.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I got. So thank you for coming on today. You want to say anything else before you get out?
Make sure you go follow my account. Got the quickest and latest Raiders news on that. Just want to thank you for having me on today.
No problem.
Hope everybody stays safe through this. Hopefully we can stay in touch in the future.
Oh, yeah, definitely. All right, thank you, Raiders.elite. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you. See you later.
All right, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed today's show, man. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, go Raiders. Thank you to Raiders.elite for coming on.